There's a topic that I hear that comes up quite often. It's what I call a recycle topic. I hear it come up and then it goes away, then it comes up again and it goes away. And it's talking about wasteful meetings. There's so many companies and organizations that say, oh my goodness, we have the most terrible meetings on earth. And people ask, how do we prevent wasteful meetings? How do we get rid of meetings off of our calendar? How do we eliminate all this time that we spend outside of building a high quality product or service? And I think that's a great question. And one of the coaches that I follow, his name is Barry. He put out an article about this, and I'm going to touch on some of the points that he touched on in the article, and I'll give you a link in the description. But he's talking about collaborating with the Lego group. Now, for those of you who know me, you know I had an early relationship with Lego doing Agile, which was awesome. And they have currently decided to do a lot more meetings than when I was there. So they frequently have online meetings, and they provide a simple template that they can use to clarify what the session is. And he goes on to say, I'm unsure if it's like a policy or just a smart idea for the people we collaborate with. But here is their little template. And it starts out with the audience. And for the audience, they put, underneath anyone interested in facilitating the Agile survey. Okay. Purpose: be able to do it together first and do it yourself afterward. Okay. Desired outcome: you can run a survey in a meaningful way without doubts about any practicalities. Preparation needed: feel free to read this homepage with a link. Agenda: kickstart the survey for participants who are going to support the teams. Introduction to the kickoff workshop template. Space for participants to ask questions related to how they can best support the teams using the survey. So what they're trying to say is before each session, they have 5 key agenda type items that they want to make sure are clear as can possibly be. Now, I wonder where these came from. Just kidding. The first one is required participants and mandatory participants. And I can tell you, this is from Henrik from the very early days. We want to make sure that we only have the people who need to be there, right? Next, the purpose of the meeting. We want to know what the purpose is. And number 3, what is the desired outcome? Those two go together. So purpose and desired outcome. This is what is the purpose of the meeting and what do we hope to get out of it? Where do we hope to take this? And then any preparation that's necessary. Do we need to read a white paper before we go? Do we need to study something? Do we need to look at something? Do we need to practice something? Are there any action items that we're expected to bring into the meeting? Those types of things. And then finally, what is the agenda and time box of the meeting to make sure we know exactly what the agenda is and how it's going to be time boxed out. This is super simple, but it offers some really, really good advantages. So if any of these parts are unclear, you can ask the organizer for clarification and set yourself as tentative for the meeting, because you shouldn't attend a meeting if any of those 5 items are unclear. If parts still remain unclear, don't join the session. Just don't go. If people are going to do it without an agenda or without detail, it's not your obligation to go and clean up a mess. Meetings are often scheduled way ahead of time, so there's a friendly reminder that should come up for your meeting. So you want to make sure that you're scheduling your meetings far enough in advance that people can adjust and pivot whatever they need to do to be at your meeting. And defining all these topics up front allows everyone to provide feedback before the session to ensure it becomes more valuable. So for example, help me understand why this is the purpose of the session, or what if we include this agenda item as well? I mean, it should be pretty simple, right? And then as the meeting organizer, you can expect all the participants to come fully prepared. If all parts are not completed, or if all parts are completed, rather, nobody can use the excuse of, oh, I didn't know we were going to talk about that, or, oh, I didn't know we were going to go that route. So this is just so simple. It's almost overly simple, right? It's one of those things where when you look at this, you want to say to yourself, okay, I got it. And I think that if you follow the advice of Lego and the advice of Barry and the advice of Agile Dad and the advice of Henrik, you're going to find that keeping meetings organized is the way, and simple and upfront and direct, is the way that you're going to have the greatest success in organizing and in liberating your meetings. That's going to do it. I hope that you have had a wonderful time with this podcast. If you have a topic you want us to discuss, learn more at agiledad.com. We would love to hear from you. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile, my friends. Until next time, do take care. Bye now.